All right, number 4 in the 10-part series of what should I have known before I got into goats, right? Or what should I know before I get into goats? And we surveyed a whole bunch of people and basically paid attention to all the answers and got the top 10 list of things that people wish they would have known before they got into goats, so they could not only be prepared, that they know what they're getting into. One of the things that a lot of people struggle with, and this is number 4 on the list, and before I say that real quick, there are a lot of people watching this video that have a lot of experience. Feel free and put in your comments. Tell us what you do that works on your ranch or your farm or whatever you're doing as well. We want to hear from you. The other thing is, make sure you like and leave a comment about whether you found this video helpful. And don't forget, what I do at PackGoats.com is I help people to learn how to raise goats. Everything from cradle to grave. Doesn't matter what you're trying to do with goats, whether they're your pets, your milkers, your breeders, your meat goats, your pack goats. There's a course on PackGoats.com that will help you to learn that subject, including a wide birthing goat mastery course that's soon to be available. So now let's get back onto behavioral stuff. Like, how do you make them be a good pet? How do you help them to be a good citizen? The reality of a goat is, I've been training hunting dogs since I was 12. So I've been training hunting dogs for 40 years. And my dogs perform well, and they do what's asked of them, and they're well-minded. What I will tell you about goats is that they're smarter and they learn faster. And they learn differently though. So it's important that you realize you can reprimand a dog by kind of manhandling them, a punch to the shoulder, a pinch of the ear, a shock of the shock collar, those sorts of things. But goats do not have a tolerance for any type of physical intervention, not you on them. So number 1, let's talk a little bit about discipline. When you're disciplining a goat, you always want to do it in a way that disassociates that goat's experience with your discipline. So 1 is yelling, "No!" and making a fast gesture, because they'll be scared by that. The other thing to escalate it is a squirt bottle. Goats hate to be squirted in the face with a squirt bottle, and it's a fabulous disassociative discipline. And if you need a little extra kick in there, put a little lemon juice in there, and believe me, that they'll have a good experience with that the first time they get just a little in their eyes. You don't got to put a lot in there, but it stings, and they learn how to kind of fear that squirt bottle. So I use that as a command to get them to do what I want them to do. And then the last thing that is with these really unruly goats that show aggression. Now, I want to be super clear, and I've got a couple of videos out there that'll show you how to flip a goat. This is not a form of discipline. This is not how you correct anything other than trying to establish a dominant relationship with the goat. And it almost only works when they're little, when they're babies. So when you get that, not babies, but that mid-teenage year, that 5 months old, 6 months old, and he gets a little froggy with you, immediately right there, I put him on their back. And I have never, since I've been implementing this program, I've been raising goats going on my 12th year. I started learning the value of flipping a goat at about my 7 years ago. I have not had an aggressive goat in my pasture since then. The other thing that I changed, and I'll go on that, but I want to mention this, is that new goat owners think that it's okay to play with their goats, and so did I, by the way, because I love them. They're fun, they're playful, and you run around, they run around, and it's neat. The problem is, and especially your children, it's important you communicate this, they cannot play with those goats in that way, because goats too closely associate play and aggression. They're really close for them. And what happens is they see you, I believe what happens, as an equal, and then all of a sudden, okay, not only is it okay to play with them, but it's okay for me to intimidate other smaller human beings, and now you're developing an aggressive goat, which is a really bad equation. So I will only flip a goat, to go back to that. So don't play with your goats. I highly recommend you can love on them and you can be with them and let them play around you, but don't play with them. And the other thing is if you have that little guy that gets froggy, put him on his back, tell him no, and if it's not correctable in at least 2, at max 3 attempts, then that's not going to work. Don't keep doing it. You need other things at that point. And honestly, I've never seen a goat be correctable on aggression after 2 or 3 flips to have it be successful. Now, I have had before, in general, is one of my adults over here. He's 6 now. I actually had to do it like once with him one time when he was 4 months, another time with him when he was 7, and then like another time when he was a year. That's different than a goat that literally gets back up after you flip him and comes back after you aggressive again. That's a goat that's going to be difficult correct. But when you get up and he's like, whoa, man, I'm not doing that again, then he's a goat that's correctable with that kind of strategy. So aggressive goats is something. Now let's start talking about just kind of living with them. Learning how to lead a goat, I have a video, you can watch it. I'm not going to go into great detail. It's basically you just saying, I'm the authority, I'm going to keep pulling you until you start learning that when you move your feet, it goes a lot easier for you. You can never have a goat win. And the other thing that I'll tell you with that goat that's just got his heels dug in is the fastest way to get him to lead is to lead him around in a circle, because he can't dig in and around a circle. And eventually he'll get tired of going in a circle and then he'll just follow you. So that's a really good strategy to teach them how to lead train. The other thing is teaching them to get away back from the fence. When they are at the fence, it's a total pain in the butt. So what you do is you come up, they're all gathered up here, and you got your squirt bottle and you say back. Everybody spreads back. Now they know the command back. Back is an important thing to teach goats. When you're out there with feed, back. Let me put my feeder in. Then you want to associate that with the squirt bottle. So you want to teach back with the squirt bottle. And then the other thing that I teach them is up. So when I want to get them on the stand and trim their hooves, put them on the milk stand, give them a shot, I teach them how to get up. And all my courses teach you how to do it. It's simple. You just pick a leg up on top of it, you create pressure, and then you pull them forward and they naturally step up and they go up. Okay, that's what up means. And then you put pressure to get them to get the rest of the way up, and then you reward them with food when they get on the stand. So that's kind of the basics. There's lots of other commands I teach my goats. I go into great detail in the courses, from Pack Goat 101 to how to raise babies, all the courses that are out there. And of course I give ongoing trials or training in the Goat Club membership. Now remember, in the Goat Club membership, you get all the courses at half price. So even if you just become a Goat Club member for a couple of months and get all that value, plus you get the courses at half price, it's really a tremendous savings for you. So I hope you found that helpful. Please remember to leave us a comment, click to subscribe, share this with people you know. And again, this is going to be a full 10-part series. I hope you found that one helpful. Mark Warnke, the Goat Guy, signing out.